Hello everyone, what is going on today? Welcome back to my channel. Long time no see. Actually maybe not a long time no see. I recorded a video the other day. I don't know if that's one that one's gonna come up first or this one's gonna come first. Either way, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are doing amazing. I'm shooting on my phone today, so things might look a little different. I'm looking at the thing now. It looks like I'm looking that way, but I think I should be looking that way at the camera. Hello there. As you see in the title of this video, I'm going to be, flashing back to the past. I'm going to be the judge, jury, executioner for the school lunches that we used to consume as a child. What brings me to this topic is I was watching videos of Japanese school lunches on YouTube. You should check them out because they're actually really cool, really interesting. And it made me think like, wow, these kids are eating so many vegetables, they're eating so many meals that are like well prepped and everything. And it had me thinking back to my childhood. And I don't know, I realized that we were kind of eating like slaves a bit. Like I don't really know how to describe it. If you're from the US and you're like from the US public school and you had lunch, like you kind of know what the situation is. It's not beautiful, it's not really nice, but granted, it did make me think like, you know what, maybe it wasn't all so bad. So in today's video, I've accrued some images, from the internet, and I'm gonna rank them. This is gonna be the definitive ranking as an adult on what we ate as a child. And, from there we can decide whether or not we want to call our senators and, just take action. Speaking of calling our senators, let's look at the ranking, the tiers. So the lowest tier is call your local senator. Like I just said, some of these things, they wasn't given. They weren't good, they weren't great. They were just pure bad. They were just pure bad. I don't know who was supposed to eat it, but they expected someone to eat it, and it wasn't me. So I don't know who they expect to eat it. It was just bad. The next tier, you eat this if you're starving. There are many a times when I was hungry. I'm a hardworking student, and I see the food in front of me, and I'm like, I don't want any of this, but I don't feel like calling my local senator, so I'm just gonna eat it right now. So it's not good, but if you're starving, it's food. It's food. It's allegedly edible. The next one is it just barely gave. It didn't push the envelope. It didn't, rock your world. It just barely gave. It just barely gave. The next one is understood the homework. It said it was what it said it was. It was good. It was possibly even great. It tasted like it was supposed to taste. Yeah, and then the last one, the highest tier is just pure fire, straight bussin'. Pure fire, straight, just good. Just as an adult, I think about it to this day. That's how good it was. These are food that I ate as a child in school that tastes better than some of the food I've had in restaurants. So we're giving grace. We're giving grace to everyone. We're calling out the good stuff. We're calling out the bad stuff today. So we're gonna be fair. First thing I want to start out with is let's do something everyone knows, everyone remembers. Do you guys remember this pizza? So there were many, how do I say it, incarnations of New York City school pizza. From my youngest memory, we had the round ones, they were I don't know which, pill shaped, I guess. And then we had I believe we had square ones here and there, and then the final one that I remember was the triangle shape, the final boss of pizzas, if you will. I'm gonna start with the pill shaped one. The pill shaped one wasn't bad, honestly. It was never my go-to, but the sauce was okay, the cheese was okay. If anything, it was overly I don't know what it was so hard. It wasn't really melted that well. I don't know how to describe it. But that said, I'm gonna put it in. It just barely gave. I said, I didn't reach for it, but many people like pizza. Many of the kids like pizza. I didn't reach for it often, but it just barely gave. It wasn't so bad. Not a big deal. Then we had the square ones. Believe it or not, the square ones were somehow worse than the first iteration of it. So I'm gonna put that in if you're starving. It was just worse on every front. The sauce was just bad, just not good. And then we have the third iteration of the pizza, the triangle pizza. This picture isn't super accurate to what I had, but it kind of gets the point across. This brand, honestly, it understood the homework. It understood the homework. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, there were times I actually reached for that pizza, like over other stuff. There were times, I'm not gonna lie. But looking back, I don't really know why, because it was many of the things that you don't want in a pizza. Like, the crust was soft, it was kind of doughy. The sauce didn't really taste like much. The cheese wasn't really much, but this is one of those, like, the sum of its parts like kind of made a good product. Individually, everything was not so good, but all together, like, it did something, you know. So for this one, I'm gonna put it understood the homework. It was good. It wasn't too bad. Oh, okay, I have to change around a bit, but anyway, let's continue. So the next one I want to look at is let's look at the beverages. Let's look at the beverages. So we got the apple juice. Not gonna lie, I don't remember the apple juice too much, but high key, it's apple juice. How bad could apple juice be? I'm gonna put it for understood the homework. You see, now we have the milk now. I don't know if you guys like. I enjoyed milk. I am a huge fan of milk, and I'm actually really particular about the milk that I drink. But I'm not gonna lie. The milk in school was hitting. It had like a clean milk taste to it. It was always like at a decent temperature. I don't like warm milk. I don't like tepid milk. I like my milk cold. My favorite thing is when the milk was like kind of like really cold and there was like ice in it. That was like my favorite thing. So the milk. No, I'm not going to do too much. The milk understood the homework. We're not going to do too much on the milk. OJ2 understood the assignment. Not going to do much there. Sun Cup. Guys, do you remember these Minute Maid? What are they called? Minute Maid, like those ice pops that in my school we used to get them on like special occasions, like literally like once a month. It was like rare. But when I tell you, to this day, that's like one of the best desserts, one of the best treats like I've ever had in my life. Like dead ass, like this is going pure fire straight bussin', pure fire straight bussin', bro. Not a single person disliked these fucking ices. Not gonna do too much on it. Let me see. Choco chips. I don't know if you guys remember. In school, it didn't look like this. The chocolate chip cookies didn't look like this. It came in like a yellow, like single serving bag. There was like one or two like decent sized cookies like this, and I avoided it for a long time because like I assumed like it was like kind of like, I just assumed it was gross for some reason. But then I finally tried it, like I think in high school, and my life was changed. Like, these are amazing cookies. So these aren't the cookies that I'm thinking of, but let's pretend that it is. It also had like a yellow package. Pure fire, amazing. You know what's so funny though is I remember when Michelle Obama started changing the school lunch, and I'm not gonna lie, it was a huge change. Before, we got meals that like honestly looked like real anemic. Like, it was just like a piece, some mozzarella sticks and some milk, and that was it. But after Michelle Obama came in and like cleaned up the streets, like we actually got some pretty decent meals. Like, we were getting like pastas, and like we were getting side salads. I remember I believe in my high school, we had like a whole salad bar. So I definitely saw the effort, and I think the food did like quite improve in quality. We weren't getting just like sandwiches and burgers anymore. We were getting like real like prepared food, like hot food. One of the food was this like little chicken. It was like a teriyaki like chicken type of stir fry type thing. I don't know if you guys remember it, but honestly, that shit was good. I'm not gonna lie. That shit was good. Like, I used to go in for seconds. That shit was delicious. I'm not gonna lie. But what wasn't delicious was, I don't know what it is, but the school system, when they got their hands on like tomato based products or like Mexican based products, they just really fucked it up real bad. And the thing that they did the worst thing with was the chili that they had. So you can see in this picture, like they had like, there were days where like they were like chili, and maybe they'd be like rice or something with it, or maybe they'd be like a tortilla. Like, that chili was horrible, bro. Granted, I don't like chili in general, but I'm gonna put this for call your local senator, because I wouldn't even eat that if I were starving. Like, I genuinely hate it. That was like my least favorite thing that was offered at school. In that same vein, the sloppy joes, like, yeah, call your locals. I also don't like sloppy joes in general. So these are two things, like the minced meat product. I wouldn't eat them even if I was starving. I just like eat like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And speaking of, do you guys remember the Uncrustables? We had different in iterations of peanut butter jelly sandwiches. There was some that were wrapped up with just like the saran wrap. There was there was different versions, like the ones that you got on the school trip. Um, at one point we got these Uncrustables. I didn't like the Uncrustables too much. I'm not gonna lie. I prefer like the regular one and just regular bread. But even then, it was fine. I understood the homework. It was fine. Like peanut butter and jelly is a good combination. Like you can't really screw it up too much, y'all. So my favorite thing from when I was a kid in the cafeteria was those chicken fingers. Those chicken fingers, to this day, I remember when I went to Junior's Cheesecake when I was a kid on the weekend, and I ordered chicken fingers. And I ordered chicken fingers because I had had them at school a few days earlier, and I was like, damn, I could really use some of those chicken fingers. Tell me why the junior cheesecake chicken fingers weren't that good. Tell me why the school chicken fingers were 10 times better than the junior cheesecake chicken fingers. Tell me why. But that was the case. So these chicken tenders, these chicken fingers, food of the gods, food of the fucking gods. I don't know where they source it at. If you know where to find these chicken tenders, so please link it to me. But food of the fucking gods. Speaking of chicken, I don't know if you guys realize, but I feel like there were like two types of chicken sandwiches floating around at any given time. There was like the really nasty one that kind of tasted like, honestly, it kind of tasted like a deep fried sock that they put in a sandwich. And then there was like a really, really good one. Like, and I'm talking about really good. Like the patty was like, you can eat the patty on its own. Like it was in the league of a McChicken. That's how good it was. I'm not even capping. Like no cap, bro. The one that tasted like a sock, I'm gonna say it's this one. Call your local senator. It was just really bad. Like it was just really nasty. But the one that was in the league of the McChicken, pure fire, straight bussin', second only to the chicken fingers. Speaking of fried things, the mozzarella sticks. I didn't like the mozzarella sticks that much. There were people who did like them, but I was never really a fan of them. Like the flavor wasn't that good, and like the cheese was kind of like hard and not super like melted properly, and plus the marinara sauce was like god awful. So, but the mozzarella sticks, they just barely gave. Like, if there wasn't any option, like if I had to choose between the mozzarella sticks and like the chilies or like the sloppy joes, I'm going for mozzarella sticks. It was. Should I put that for if you're starving then? No, I'm just gonna put it in just barely gave. Some people like that. I'm not gonna be too mean. But speaking of Michelle Obama changes, at one point they started giving us rice. Like, I guess this fucking train. I guess they realized that like we shouldn't be eating like potatoes all day. I guess so they started giving us like rice and some like rice and beans. Um, it was hard. The rice was hard. The rice was chewy. It just barely gave. It did go well with like if they had the chicken teriyaki or whatever. If they had something else on the side, it did go well with it. But on its own, like just barely gave. The stuffed shells. Now that I think about, I thought it was ravioli. Oh wait, hold up a second. There was ravioli. Okay, the stuffed shells. Stuffed shells were gross, to be honest. Like, stuffed shells were gross. I'm in hindsight, I'm shocked that they used to serve stuffed shells at lunch because that's a pretty like, I don't know, labor intensive dish to create, but they did. And my thing, I didn't mind the stuffed shells per se. It was just like on its own, it didn't really do enough. Like on it needed something on the side. It needed like, I don't know, it needed something on the side. Maybe some fried chicken on the side. I don't know. It needed something on the side, but just by itself, like it just barely gave. It was okay. Like if I'm comparing it to like the ravioli that's down here, this ravioli. I don't know if you guys remember the ravioli. Like I said, tomato based stuff. The school didn't do well with. Like I don't know what it was. Ravioli was no. Call your local center. It was just gross. It was gross. It reminds me of Chef Boyardee, and I hate Chef Boyardee. Do you guys remember? So I have a friend who um I didn't think of it at the time, but she reminded me of it years ago when Michelle Obama like created like gave us healthier food in the schools and they started serving us salad. There was one point where like this salad dressing that they used to serve us, it was like this like sesame ginger, I don't know what the fuck was in it, but it was so good. Like I swear to God, they sell that shit at Trader Joe's, bro. Like that shit was hitting, bro. Pure fire. That shit was hitting. That shit was hitting. Oh, we can knock out the other chicken. They had also chicken nuggets here and there, I believe. I don't super remember it, but I believe there was chicken nuggets here and there. It just barely gave. It was fine. Like it didn't match up with like the better chicken sandwich or the chicken tenders. Like it didn't match up with it. It was fine. The spaghetti was okay, but wait, no, the spaghetti was actually not bad. My only critique was that the noodles were overcooked a bit, but the spaghetti wasn't bad. Like compared to like the chili, compared to like the sloppy joes, like a meat minced meat tomato based type dish, like the spaghetti was actually quite good compared to them. So do you guys remember they also had a noodle dish? It was like gingery, like kind of like also Asian-y, like soy-y. That came out every now and then. Oh, you know what? That came out with the teriyaki chicken. That was good. That was a good meal together. It understood the homework. It was fine. It was fine. That was a good combination. All right, so then we have our French fries. We have our like regular French fries, and then we have our sweet potato French fries. Regular French fries, ass like ass. I'm a huge French fry guy. Like I like my good French fries. Like I mean, I'll eat any French fry if I need to, but like I have a high standards for French fries. These French fries were ass. They were bad. Not even really if you're starving because like they were kind of like soggy. They were kind of falling apart. Like they needed salt heavy. The sweet potato fries, I fear. The sweet potato fries, I fear, were pure fire. And what's crazy is I don't even go up for sweet potato fries, but these sweet potato fries, like they were soft, but they were kind of crispy at the same time. They weren't crispy, they were just soft. They were kind of hard. Hard is the better word, not crispy, but hard. But shockingly, that combination kind of worked out, and like I don't know, you got some sweet potato fries with some milk and like a chicken sandwich, and you were gold. And you were gold. Those sweet potato fries were good. I'm not gonna lie. Would I eat them now? Maybe. Turkey sandwich. You have a turkey sandwich. We had like turkey and cheese sandwiches like on wheat bread. They were okay. I would always remove the crust, and then you have to add mayo to it. The mayo wasn't that good, but it just barely gave. It was fine. It was a sandwich, not better than the peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but it was fine. The cheeseburgers. Do you guys remember how bad the cheeseburgers were? No, actually, I think I got food poisoning once from a cheeseburger back in elementary school at school. But anyway, the cheeseburgers were really bad. Easily the worst cheeseburgers that have ever been made. If you've never had it, let me explain it to you. The patty, hard, dry, hard, no flavor. The cheese, melted isn't the right word. They were more so like plastered or like fused with the patty in not a good way. In not a good way. Like I don't know how to describe it, but in not a good way. So it was like this kind of like hard like patty with like hard nasty cheese on it. And then the driest buns you've ever had in your life, right? But oh, you know what? I'm capping a little bit. So okay, let me continue. Sometimes like the bun would fuse with like the cheese and like the patty, and like you try to open the patty to open the bun to put ketchup in there, whatever, and then the like most of the bread would tear because it's that hard and dry and it's fused with the cheese. It was gross. That version of the cheeseburger can go into if you're. I ate it. I'm not gonna lie. I ate it. It just barely gave. I'm not gonna lie, but I believe sometime in middle school they used to start giving us like the foil heated cheeseburgers. Like it was similar. It was basically the same cheeseburger, but like they were actually heated, and they were like covered in foil paper. Like someone just took them out like the heating apparatus, and the cheese was like melty still, and like the patty was like kind of soft, and like the bread was warm. Flavor was kind of nasty still, but it was such a better. No, it was hit or miss. It was hit or miss, but it was a decent burger. Like that with some like sweet potato fries with some like regular fries, whatever. That was a meal. That was like chef's kiss. That was a meal right there. The first version I said can go into just barely gave. The second version understood the homework. I'm not. It wasn't pure fire. Like it understood the homework. It was good. So this one I'm just gonna put it in understood the homework. The pancakes. Do you guys remember how they used to serve the pancakes? Like they give us it into like in like this little plastic package or plastic bag, and like there was like these tiny like circle pancakes. Like there was like three of them or so, and you'd like pour syrup on them. I believe they were okay. They weren't bad. Like they were pancakes. Like they just barely gave. It was fine. Speaking of breakfast, I had a love hate relationship with the eggs at school. I believe towards the end of my high school, they started giving us scrambled eggs, and They were okay. They needed salt and they needed like to not be dehydrated eggs, but they were okay. And then I believe at one point they had omelet type eggs, which are also okay depending on the day. And they used to serve us like some Canadian bacon or ham on the side of it, and that was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, that was a pretty good breakfast. Sometimes those eggs smelled like ass. Sometimes those eggs smelled like farts. That wasn't very fun, but sometimes they were okay. So it just barely gave. It was fine. But you know what was good? They used to give us these, like in this picture, they used to give us the sausage, egg, and cheese biscuits. Fire. Fire. Those biscuits dry, but they were good. The eggs bland, but they were okay. The sausage delicious. The sausage was delicious. I'm not gonna. The sausage was really good. I actually really liked it. Pure fire, straight busting. I'm not even gonna lie. No capping. It was good. Not better than McDonald's, but it was good. And then the last one is the grilled cheese. Everyone's favorite. Everyone likes the grilled cheese. Grilled cheese was kind of special because they used to come into like in that plastic, and it used to be fucking piping hot. Like you open the plastic and like there's cheese everywhere because the cheese is melted and it's everywhere. Like I'll give it to them that they made a really good grilled cheese like with the cheese melted, because that's not easy to make on your own. But flavor wise, it needed something, but it was fine. It was decent. It understood the homework. It was fine. Right. And that's all there is to it. So general recommendations going forward: stay away from mincemeat and tomato based stuff. The spaghetti is okay, but the taco meat and the sloppy joes, don't do it anymore. Stop that. Be consistent with your chicken. Some chicken patties are good, some are not good. It really is upsetting when like you think you're gonna get the good one, but the bad one is out today, and it's just not. It's not good. Don't do ravioli anymore because that shit sucks. Pizza's fine. Like everyone likes pizza. French fries, crisp them up a little bit and put some salt in it. Don't be afraid of a little salt. Everything else, just continue what you're doing. Like I haven't had this kind of food in like, I don't know, like 10 years or so. But so I'm hoping that it's better and more consistent now. But if it's not, God help you. Anyway, that's the end of my video. I need to sneeze. That's the end of my video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know down below, like, what you thought about the school food. Like, let me know if I forgot anything. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good rest of the morning, afternoon, evening, nighttime, whatever. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Peace out.